Thanks for joining us on Titandala with Charlie right here on QTV. And in the studio, joining me is a special guest. She might be not very brand new in the game, but she's definitely taken the industry by storm with her brand new single. And today, we're just going to find out a little bit more about her. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce to you Towela. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am great. It's such an honor to actually have you on the show today.
Well, thank you for having me.
All right. So one question right off the top that I'm going to start with is Makitu and Shefi really like your real brothers? Or is one of those things that, people always do?
My sister.
Yeah.
No, they're actually my siblings. I'm the last born.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Last born in the family.
Yeah.
Yeah. And being the last born, obviously, is that where you got the influence, or everybody just in the family just has it naturally?
I feel most people in our family are talented, even people that are not even known, Some of them just sing in the choir, some just, are still doing their thing, but most of my family is talented.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not something new, like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So where were you born and raised?
I was born in Luancha. No, I was born in Dola, actually. Born in Dola, then went to Luancha for a bit, then Lusaka, then Dola again. Yeah.
Okay. So, coming from a family that actually sings, were your brothers like really supportive in what wanted to do, or maybe they had a different dream for you?
They were always pushing me. Like they used to, at some point they used to wait for me, like to knock off from school, so they could pick me up and then we'd go record to studio. And Nale Meka, no, Towela, come record. Wala sanga koka something. That time Mekamatheti Kwachenish, they've bribed you.
Yeah.
Record something, So I guess they did push me to, do my own thing. But I think it's only now that I've grown into myself and I can pursue it for myself.
Yeah. You started recording whilst you're still in school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did that at any point occur that it actually crossed with your school, or there was really a balance in what you're doing?
I think I've always had a balance because school was always my priority. So no matter what, I would always make sure school is on point. So even when I did record stuff, it was like a hobby, Maybe after school or during school, you sneak out, you just go to the studio and just relax. Because convent was a bit tense, so sometimes like, geez, I don't want to go there today. So I would pretend I've gone to school, but then I'll just go sit at the studio, Then go back home.
Yeah. At what point did you discover you could actually sing, or was it something that you heard from people that tell you, oh, you can actually sing, or you just know it right from the start?
Honestly, I didn't know it. I just had this strong attachment to songs and music. I would imprint on, I don't know if that makes sense, imprint on music. So if I'm listening to a song and I was happy when at that time, I'll imprint happiness on the song. So if I was sad and I'm listening to a specific song, I'll imprint sadness on the song. So there's songs that I can't listen to because I was sad the first time I heard it, or you know what I mean?
Yeah. So
I was like, why am I so attached to this? It's just it was a feeling. It was just a way of life, So when I would sing along to songs, I'd be like, okay, I can sing what they're singing. So it doesn't mean I'm a singer, but I was like, Then somebody heard me. They're like, oh, actually, you have a nice voice. I'm like, is that so? So then in like high school, I joined the choir. I think that's where it started building up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you have experience in terms of singing in the choir, obviously, with that background. Mm-hmm. There's a difference between being a good singer and actually going into the studio and recording a song. Mm-hmm. Share with us, what was like your first experience on the microphone in a recording studio?
I hated how I sounded, because I'm always trying to better myself. So when I was recording, I was young. My voice was young, so it sounded young, and I hated that. I would watch YouTube videos of these to my young kids who are singing, and their voices sound so mature and rounded. I'm like, why do I sound like a kid? So that was my biggest criticism of myself, way back then. So I was excited about, recording, but hearing myself, I was so judgmental. But then, they put to my things, to my reverb, to my shan.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, we can work with this.
What was your first song of your own that you ever wrote? Can you still remember the lyrics?
First song I ever wrote or recorded.
It could be both.
I forgot him. That was high school. I don't know. I forgot him.
Yeah. People have this attachment to their first songs they wrote, even remember the raps and everything.
I can't even remember it. I just know it was very childish. And it was like my best friend was leaving. She didn't even leave. She was moving to Lusaka. And I wasn't much of a social person. So it was like, oh my God, my person is leaving. And we're like, because she was also a singer, she was like, oh, let's make a little song together, And then I don't even remember the song. It's so.
Yeah. You've actually indicated that you have always put education first, and it's two things that a lot of people don't seem to match up with: music and education. You graduated from the University of Zambia.
Yes, I did.
Was that part of the plan that after you graduate, that's when you're gonna drop your music or take it to commercial level?
That wasn't the plan, but it gave me a certain sense of security that even if I try this out and it fails for some, weird reason because I am talented and stuff. But it's not talent these days, You see talented people who are just not making it. It's just not cutting. And they're like, God, why aren't they making it? They have everything, So having graduated, it gave me that sense of security that, okay, even if I do not make it in this field, I can always have a fallback plan, I can always, go back to my profession and be like, oh, okay. Because I literally can work everywhere and anywhere. Because my major covered enough courses. So there's development studies, there's public admin, there's entrepreneurship, there's psychology, there's sociology, there's so many things. So I can literally find work anywhere if I wanted to,
right.
So that sense of security fueled me like, okay, what? I have the leverage to try out what I want now.
Amazing. Is that something that you would give advice to young artists that want to get into the music?
Yes, and yes again. If you have the opportunity to get educated, educate yourself. You won't lose anything. If you manage your time correctly, you can still do music and a school. You know what I mean? And you're not going to school for your whole life. You know what I mean? You have your whole life to do music. You know what I mean? Get educated if you can. Bambia because pia kwa Tindala mataparisha nchani ya kosa, you understand. But some people have their parents are supporting them or they have sponsorship and they're like, no, I want to focus on music. Don't play yourself. Don't play yourself now. Get educated.
Very important.
Very important.
Let's talk about Zambian music industry. What do you feel when you see a predominant number of male artists in the industry as compared to female artists? What is it about female talent that makes them not to really come forward?
That's it's like a simple question, but it's very complex because we're in a predominantly African context still, in as much as we have modernization and everything, we're still in an African context. So more is expected of a woman traditionally, and if a woman doesn't fulfill her roles, she's not woman enough, or she's like an anomaly to society. You know what I mean? So in as much as you're chasing your dreams, you're still expected to be a woman. These days the context for men has changed. These days your wife can work and you can work. You know what I mean? And it's gonna be okay that both of you contribute to the home. But it won't be okay if you wash the dishes and she takes care of the kids. You know what I mean? She still has to do all of that and a bag of chips. You know what I mean? So I feel like most women have to do a lot before they can even stand. That's why you say, oh no, women are not consistent, they come and go. Like, they still have to live in the African context. You know what I mean? People like Cardi B they are married, they can do videos in thongs and whatnot because their men understand that's a business. I'm not saying go there, but you know what I mean? It's different, but here you can't do that. You know, you're married, you've got 3 kids, you have a show in the States, you'll be gone for 2 months. You know what I mean? The first thing will be like, who take care of the kids? But there are 2 parents in that home. Who take care of what the hell do you mean? You know what I mean? So you have gender assigned my role, and we can share my roles, but we can share yours. You know, so women have a lot to conquer in Africa first before they can even stand out like, okay, you know. So even me, before I sit here, I still have to tackle like demons in the real world before I can even stand up to be a female artist, you know. And it takes bravery. So sometimes people have to sacrifice. When they choose their dreams, they are automatically seen as villains because them choosing themselves means they're villains. I was about to say, you know, a word, but you know, on TV.
and speaking of that, do you feel after conquering all of that, do you still feel like female talent is celebrated enough?
I feel for the consistent ones, when they get there, I think they do get that appreciation, you know. And I feel like the female artists in Africa that have like come up, they are mostly celebrated continentally, not from where they're from. I don't know if that makes sense. Right. You know what I mean? Like there was a concert, Women in Music or something in March. You know, there was a tough line of artists. There was Bombshell, there was Mampi, there was Shoma Josie, guys. But the showgrounds weren't filled. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because I don't know if we don't take women seriously. I don't know what's going on. So we have a long way to go. But Mampi has filled up a stadium in Uganda before. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of growth that needs to happen, honestly. There's a lot of growth. Shoma Josie, BT, recognized, you know, but we need to do more. But we're growing slowly, but we need to do more.
All right.
Yeah.
What is it that you're bringing to the industry that's totally different and that's gonna really add value and inspiration to?
I figured out most of the kinks of what I need. Those things that make women inconsistent, I think I've figured it out. So I bring consistency. I bring a new sound. I bring my sound. I can't even say it's new sound because, you know, who knows what's new, what's old. I bring my sound, which is unique and which is not in the industry right now. So, and I'll be around for a while, you know, because I'm putting in the work. I'll be around for a while. Absolutely.
Ultimately, what's the dream for Towela?
The dream is, I'm still figuring it out. But to just to take my music globally eventually, you know what I mean? Even just on a continental, let's not conquer the world right now. Let's conquer Africa right now. You know, in the next 5 years, I want to be where the Yemi Alades are, the Tiwas are. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Because definitely the talent is there. Everything is there, the package is there, you know, so hopefully God will propel me to where I need to be. Because at the end of the day, if you conquer Africa, Africa is the biggest continent in the world.
Right.
Most of these continents can fit in Africa. That's how much Africa is. And Africa is so downplayed. I wish Africa could realize the potential. If Africa was serious, Africa could conquer the world because it's literally the biggest continent. You know what I mean? So if you have the continent in your hands, I feel like you can do great things.
Yeah.
Because now even people when Beyonce, now I'm Bokwimba Afropop, you know, that should tell you something, you know. So there's an African takeover.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. I just met your daughter today. She's absolutely beautiful.
Oh, she's a handful. Oh my God.
If she wants to sing, are you gonna allow her to follow mom's footsteps?
I will allow her to pursue her dreams, but she must get educated.
First things first.
Not fear oh, I want to be a musician, Shani. I can't go to school. If you have the opportunity to do it, go to school. And I would love her to go to school. Go to school, pursue your music. It's always a balance. I did music, worked at part-time job, and went to uni. You know what I mean? And found time for other Tuma things. If you balance your time more, you will do it. There's no excuses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No Drama, the song is out, and congratulations. It's charting, actually topping charts across all radio stations.
Yeah.
And for people that would want to follow you and actually follow you on your journey, how do they do that on your socials?
Okay, so you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook. It's Towela, Kaira on both. Please leave a comment and just say, oh yeah, I saw the Kama interview, so I followed, and I'll hit you back.
Are you the type of artist that replies to your fans on the pages, or you're just like, yeah, just go through the comments and, you know?
I try my best, but you can't manage. You're not good.
Yeah.
You know, especially I'm hands-on with my page, so when I'm reading comments, I'll try to maybe react, or if I can't comment, I'll react to it. But sometimes you have like 300 comments at a go. How are you going to manage? And then you have an interview, so you know what I mean? So by the time you realize that you need to make your next post, and that post also have comments, so maybe you just replied to like 50 comments of the 300, and then someone will say, you don't reply, you know? So it's not easy.
Before I let you go, give me, apart from your music, apart from your songs, give me 3 songs that you're listening to, enjoying right now.
I love Reason by Frank Rowe. It's amazing. Frank Rowe featuring Magito. It's an amazing song. Yeah, identic. I love Savannah Mango. It's a brilliant song. Look it up. I know you haven't heard it.
Yeah, I'm looking at you like, okay, I gotta look that up.
It's brilliant. It's got over 1 million views.
Wow.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Third song. What third song? I like Sensation. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
All right. I've been speaking to Towela Kaira. Please follow her. She's got a brand new bomb song out that you need to download and actually enjoy, and vote for it on all the charts. Thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you for having me.